And can you just kill the modeling light on that background light? Okay, so let's turn you, my dear, that way. In fact, I'm just going to move you forward a little bit. So let's just bring you right up here. Let's put you right there. Okay, have a seat. I'm going to leave this. Yeah, John, I'm going to have. I wonder if we can just put this on a. We could maybe get rid of this just to make it less weight.
Yeah.
So we can move it easier.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make a couple of quick changes here on the gear just to make it easier to show this. So can you give me 1 second? You want to say something?
We can give you all the seconds you need, Tony. We would love to talk about a couple different special offers that we have from people.
Terrific.
We haven't mentioned those yet today. We do have Triple Scoop Music, who are awesome people. They just launched the Tony Corbell Signature Collection, A Day in the Light, which has 10 songs which can be licensed individually as a package, or as a package, which is fantastic. We do have Pocket Wizard, who is running some rebates for the holidays. $25 off the Pocket Wizard Mini and Flex systems, or $15 off the Pocket Wizard Plus 3s or Plus X's. And we will have wonderful, wonderful, delightful Andrea in the chat rooms sharing those links for you. So go ahead and go in the chat rooms and ask for those.
I love Pocket Wizards. Oh my gosh, I mean, they changed my life.
Jim gets excited sometimes.
Well, I mean, what's great is like, because they're, the way their signals work, I mean, you can have your lights around corners, they can be far away, they can be in the bright sunlight, but they're still firing off. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Pretty
They're
cool
very reliable. Love them. Sekonic, the light meters that Tony himself uses. Sekonic has a $50 instant rebate on the new L478DR light meter. Plus the X-Rite Color Checker Passport Bundle. So check those out as well. And then the wonderful folks from White House, who have that's where the backdrops that we've been using are from, are offering 20% off of all backdrop orders in the US and Canada only. Sorry about that. Promo code TonyCL20. So that, again, that code from White House is TonyCL20, all one word. And that ends on the December 15th, so just a few days. So check that out from White House. How are we looking?
We're ready.
Love it.
So let me show a couple of things on the dry erase board, on the whiteboard, and then and I'll do the demo and show you this thing. But think about this. If I turn my model, now that I have my face up there, let me do it this way. If I have my model's face going this direction, that would be the nose of my model. Sorry. If I've got her turned this way, here's my camera back here. Camera is always represented by 3 legs. You know how that goes. Okay, so here's my light source right here. Let's put my light over here. There's the nose. There's that side of the face. There's that side of the face. Come into the lens. You follow me? Okay, so that would be the broader side of one half of the face, relative to where her nose is placed. In this case, you can see where the light is. I'm lighting the narrow side or the short side of the face. Okay? If she turns, and that little nose goes over there, everything changes, and now that's the broad side of the face because her nose is turned the other direction. So now I'm lighting the broad side of the face. Okay? Think about it just in terms, it's just from the position of the camera. It's a relative position thing. So now let's just show you. So from here, here's my camera, and you can see that her nose is right between the light and my lens. She's right here in the middle. Her nose is. I'm lighting the shortest side of her face.
Okay.
If I bring that light around that side, if she stays where she is, and I bring that light around that side, I'm lighting the broad side of her face. And I can bring it around and illustrate it, but you guys can't see it, and half the cameras can't see it. But the fact is, I can do the same thing by just turning her head. Just if her nose goes past the camera lens, right there, I'm lighting the broad side of her face. Because now her nose is pointed over there. So now, this is the narrow side, and this is the broad side. Lighting the narrow side will always be flattering and will almost always make people look like they weigh a little bit less. Broad light will almost always tend to add weight to someone's face. It's that simple.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tony, if John would be willing, could he get in the chair and you take a couple shots like that with him?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
I mean, let's here, we have
I know we
Tessa.
have a beautiful girl, but
We
she's
have
got these
Tessa.
beautiful
We have
chiseled
John.
features.
Yeah, jump down for a sec. Jump up here, John.
Well, we're talking about broad faces here. No
Yes,
disrespect.
we are. Here, let's
but
stand behind the chair.
Yeah.
I want your hands up there. So what's interesting about this too, when I talk about getting rid of glare in glasses, the broad and short light comes into play because you can get rid of glare in glasses by broad lighting people. In a short light situation, just turn your head this way, John, a little bit right there, chin up a little bit, and let your head just roll over. Right there, in a situation like this, my lens and his glasses and that light are on an axis. I'm going to get a reflection in the light. So if I short light him without a lot of care, I'm going to have reflections. His face will look awesome short lit. Probably not so awesome broad lit. But his glasses will look good. So, you know, as we've talked about for 2 days, everything's a stinking trade-off, up and down, every direction. But I think for John, I would light him with a short light in kind of close like this, something like that. And in fact, I'll shoot one real quick.
Meter is up on the,
Up here?
with the white cord on it.
Yeah.
white.
There we go. Sorry. Let me grab a quick exposure on his face. I guess I should turn it on. Okay, turn on meter. Okay, so right there I'm in pretty tight. I'm getting a 16. So I'm just going to shoot it real quick at 16. But you can see that, I mean, this is a good face to show. It's not a great face to, you know, to love, but it's a good face to show.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at 16.0. So here's what I want to do. John's a real unique guy, and I love John. I love seeing John come into my class in Las Vegas last year. But I like the way he's positioned, but I want to create a little bit more drama with him and a little bit more dynamic. So I'm just going to tip my camera to introduce that. So as I tip my camera, well, let me do it this way. Here it is. Here he is straight, up and down. And then here he is with a little more pronounced strength. So let's put these two up side by side and see what you think. There's that one. And there's the other one. I may have overdone it. I could split the difference. Let's split the difference and give them all three. There we go, right there. Good. Good. But look at the light quality on the face. And that's one of the things that I like about a softbox. Can we zoom in on that last one there, Mike, if we could? That'd be awesome. Yeah, and go back some. Yeah. So, you know, look at the light quality. Take a look at that, John. That looks awesome. Mm-hmm. But with that short light, here's the way it works. That shadow is, and this is something I said day one. I seem to like my pictures when the shadow's coming toward the lens. When I short light, the shadow's always coming toward the lens. When I broad light, the shadow's always going away from the lens. Silly little statement to make, but a statement that to me adds drama and impact and texture in my photographs. If that's not what you want, well, then you got to light it differently. And with him, I've moved that light around. Look how far around it is. That light is way over there. But I think I've got a picture that might make a nice headshot for him. Yeah, I'll shoot one broad.
Well,
In fact, turn your shoulders toward the camera. Your shoulders, your hips, your legs, everything. Turn. More. Yeah, now lean over toward that. Now turn your head right here to me. Turn right here, right there. Don't move. Now he's in a broad light situation. Totally different picture. I've also got him split. I'm going to need to twist you a little bit more to the light. Right there. And keep your nose right here, though. Right there. In fact, you stay right where you are. I'll move this. Good. I just need your nose right past my camera. Right there. That's it. So this would be a little bit more of a broad light. And I opened up about a third because I moved it back a little bit. Pardon me. I don't know which one you like better, but can you take this one and not the previous one, but the one before that, Mike? I know it's hard, but yeah, that one and the last one. Perfect. You can dump the one in the middle. So broad light, short light. His face seems a little bit more narrow, doesn't it, on the left? That's my point.
Thank you.
Did they get that?
That was fantastic.
Did that help?
Love that.
Okay.
Love that.
And
we also had a
everyone-
lot of requests,
yeah.
no offense, John, to bring the model back.
But everyone as a photographer should come on this side of the camera too, because I always say the same thing to people, point your nose between the light and the camera. And when I'm here, I still feel like I was pointing this way, but you're telling me my nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta feel what it's like on this side.
It's
I
pretty.
mean,
It's pretty different
if
when
you
you're on
shoot,
that side of
I
the
think
camera.
if you photograph people, you should be
Yeah.
photographed yourself.
You should. I want to talk about something that we haven't discussed yet, and I want to talk about how to light the profile. One of the things that I've seen over the years is I've seen an awful lot of profile pictures, and we used to do them in our studio. We had a set pattern with our high school seniors where we did, the same 12 poses on every kid, and pose number 7 was always a profile. And I had some problems with it. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Well, the problems were, now that I know kind of what I'm doing, I realized that I poorly lit them, and that's why I didn't like them. So let's bring Tessa back, and I want to put you right here, my dear, with your back sort of like this way, and with your head turned like this way.
Standing?
Yep, and just put your hands right up there. Great. I think I need to turn you more. Let me turn the chair more, and let's turn you more. There we go. Yep. And now I'm going to need to really push your hair back. In fact, if there's any way you can push it behind your ears even, great. Okay, now just twist your shoulders to me. Yep, and you turn your head this way. Right there. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, so if I were to shoot her like this, in fact, let me spin this back. I'll put this back horizontal just to make it a little bit more easy to work with. There we go. Good. John, come right here for a second. Stand right where I am. Look past her neck through the hair. Can
Yep.
you just get it back out
I'm
of
gonna
this?
come and move your
Thanks.
hair.
Thanks. Okay, let your eyes go up a little bit higher. And I'm just going to back up a little bit here, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing. And so we'll be starting here, and I want you to see where we end up. So here's our first picture. This is a back profile that's fully lit, and it's broad lit, and I can't stand it. So now we got to fix it. So if we're going to do this, if I'm going to use short lighting on this gorgeous face, I've got to get her nose between the main light and the camera, because that was the rule number 1 a few minutes ago, right? Okay, so that means I got to take this main light and start moving it, and move it, and move it, and move it, and move it right back there. Now bring your head to me, and now let your eyes go right there. Now we're cooking. Now raise that up for me about 6 or 8 inches. Okay, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Now we are starting to make something happen. Let your eyes come down a tiny bit. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Good. So now look at the light on this one. Okay? So let's split the difference and bring it this way just about a foot, John. Right like that. And then I'm going to bring this guy up. I love working with a profile like this. And what I'll do is I'll cheat. Again, you guys know how I am about where my placement is with my model relative to the softbox. I'll cheat this forward like this. And I know, just hold that for a second. I know that there's 2 dangers here. One, I'm not wild about my contrast range. Your eyes up just a tiny bit, right there. I'm not wild about my contrast, and there's a little danger of flare. So let's bring this guy up. And almost everybody I know would use a reflector on a shot like this from over here and try to fill the shadows in like this. But don't do that. If you're smart enough, you can put this guy, hold your left hand right next to the softbox as if it's a barn door. So it acts as a fill light and a lens protector at the same time. So it'll gobo my lens and fill in the shadows all at one swell swoop, or one fell swoop, depending on where you live. There you go, good. So now look at the difference in the shadow density as this one pops on. Bink. Well, let's do it again, John. Let's get a little bit more shadow out of it. In fact,
I can't see it from here.
yeah, I'll direct it here just a second. I'm just going to turn this a little bit more like that. Now bring that back in. And then just walk that right hand in closer, a little bit closer to her. You can move on in. You're not in the shot. There you go. There we go. There we go. Good. Good. So now you can see the difference here. This is more like a 2-to-1 ratio as this one pops on. And it may be too much. So let's put your hand back up there again, John. And now just bring it open. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Now, there's one other thing that I would do on just about any profile. I would do this. I would go ahead and tip my camera. I am going to go back to vertical because I want to show you, now that we've kind of got that part of it illustrated, now let me show you sort of what I would do with it and how I would actually use it in a working situation. So let me just bring this guy in here. And let's get you in position there. Perfect. Now, what I would do is I would tip my camera like that and shoot it something like that. And I think that in this case, we might end up with a picture. I think the main thing to think about here, guys, is that, in everything that we do, I think we're good. I think I'm good with you. Thanks. You knock them dead. I think that in everything that we do photographically, there's more than one way to do it. There's probably 6 ways to do it. Just like in Photoshop, just like in any of our post-production software, everything that you want to try to accomplish, there are multiple ways of getting there. Same thing here. There's several different ways to light that face. You can light it with a big source, a small source. Hard shadow, soft shadow. Broad light, short light. Rembrandt light, flat light, whatever you choose. And I think the biggest challenge for all of us is to try to figure out, which one is right. And the one that's right is the one that you like and that your client likes. And I think that, for me, what I have always enjoyed is not having a style. Some people have a style and they have a look. You can't tell by looking through a magazine if you see one of my pictures. And I kind of like that. And I kind of picked that up from a guy named Gregory Heisler in New York. Heisler is one of the top photographers on this particular planet. And I love Heisler because you never know what he's shooting next, and it's always brilliant. He shot Dewar's Scotch ads, and he shot the cover of 25 Time magazines one year. I mean, this guy has done, and he's shot world leader portraits like you wouldn't believe, and then he did aerials. I mean, the guy does everything and does it brilliantly. I kind of always thought that I was sort of like that. I was kind of like a Heinz 57 sort of hybrid. I kind of have always been able to shoot pretty much anything. I've always had to, because that's what it took to get the job done. That's what it took to make a living and establish the business. But there are some people that are known for one thing and one look. I don't know that that's wrong. I think, in fact, it probably simplifies everybody's life a little bit. But I find myself having to make a lot of decisions when I walk into the room. Who am I pleasing here? And I always try to keep in mind, this is a fun little tip for people to keep in mind, you guys. There are 3 people involved in every photograph you'll ever take. One person thought of the shot. One person took the picture. One person is viewing the picture. So if you're an amateur photographer, you might be all 3. I had an idea for a shot, you took it, and you framed it, and it's hanging in your office. If you're a commercial photographer, it might be that an art director somewhere in Chicago thought of the shot and sent you a comp. Then you took the picture, and then some business traveler at 37,000 feet on Continental Flight 11 is viewing it in a magazine. You need to know where you fit in the food chain. How much input do you have in this picture? And if it is for you, then you have all 3 positions. If it's commercial, you have 1 position. If it's a portrait, you probably have 2 positions. It might hang in someone's home, but you probably thought of it and you probably took it and captured it for them. So you just have to figure out where you fit in the food chain. I call it the photo food chain.